Hey, so a little while ago, some years ago, I recorded a video called Cosmic Attractors or something like that. And I presently have been experiencing a little bit of this going on. I think everybody has. So a cosmic attractor in the other video, if you want a bit more detail, is a significant event in the near distant future that as it's approaching us, because time isn't linear, but time works like this. Ooh. Into the present moment. So this is the present moment right here. And time is coming from both the present and the future to meet at this point. So we can remember the past because we have memory, but the future we can't remember because it hasn't happened in our relative experience. But once we're on track, once there's something coming towards us and we're on the timeline, and it's most likely that we're not going to shift timelines, this event, this significant event, it gives off ripples as it comes towards us, and these ripples hit us and come through us and pass us, and we can feel these. And this is what we know to be omens. We've always heard this word omens. This is what an omen is. An omen is learning to recognize a person of wisdom, a person that's on the path of mystery, learns to recognize the quality of these echoes. Now, I first experienced this when I was 26. I had a phenomenally significant event in my life. It was an awakening that I had. And when I was in the experience, it showed me its echoes. It showed me the memories of moments leading up to that event that were its ripples. So what I'm noticing now, there is a significant event in the future that is coming to us. And when I say a significant event, I'm not sure if this is a quick, short, sharp occurrence, an event that's like a boom, or if it's an event that is simply the collapse of what we know to be the modern world. Oh, that was a bit scary. So we can all feel this. Everybody can feel this. This is why people are breaking down. This is why people are falling apart. This is why many of us are questioning everything in our life right now, because of the presence of this cosmic attractor that is heading towards us. Okay? So it's making you question. It's making you get things in alignment. It's making you find meaning in your life. It's making you review all the things that are unnecessary and stupid and pointless, that don't bring you any joy, any purpose, any meaning in your life. And so you're in a time of reviewing, I would imagine. You're in a time of trying to find a path that makes sense, a path in your life that feels okay. And that might be quite challenging, because anything that's entangled with the old world is kind of on its way out. Everything entangled with the new world is feeling okay. But what's the new world? We don't know. We don't know what the new world is because it hasn't happened yet. And we don't know what it's going to look like because we haven't passed through it. And what it will look like will depend entirely on us. Hear me. It depends entirely on us. What we do, how we manage ourselves as we move through this time. Okay? This is really important. Please share this with friends that you think might be open to hearing this, because it is really important right now for all of humanity, for all of the earth, for all of the beings of the earth, not just humanity or the other than humans. They are depending on us right now on not fucking it up. Okay? They are really counting on us to not mess it up. And they don't have much faith, because pretty much everything we've done up until now has been a bit of a mess up to some degree. Our creativity, sweet, exquisite, beautiful. Our connection, our love, our sharing, beautiful. But our other stuff, not so great. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that for now. I wanted to share my sense of what is coming and what might be coming. Because for many, many, many years, I've been feeling that there may be some kind of solar flash that would significantly impact our modern structure, our electrical world. Right now, right now the sun is at its solar maximum. It is going wild. It's kicking out flares left, right, and centre. But actually, it's not kicking out flares in the centre. Ironically, and as if to support the belief that everything is alive, everything is sentient, and everything is animate, our great grandfather sun has not sent massive solar flares at us. He's kicked some pretty big ones out behind him, to the left, to the right. There have been some epic solar flares that if we were in the line of, we would have got utterly fried. And yet again and again and again, they go out the back, they go out the side, they don't come towards us. And all along this time, we're getting ripples of little smaller solar flares. We're getting like bomb. I think last week, which was the start of August, we had 5 bang, 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 one after the other, impacting the earth. The wind, I was at a festival for that week, the Green Gathering down near Chepstow. Excellent festival. Hope everybody there had an epic time. More to come from downloads from there as well soon. But there was this wind, and it was very calm. The sun comes, it was beautiful, we had a lovely sunny time, and yet there was this one really still night when there were these winds that every now and then would just appear. And it was as if they were plasma winds. They were winds from the sun. I swear they were winds from the sun. I would be really curious if you're in America or Africa or other places in Europe or Australia. I would be really interested to hear if you also experienced those winds. So it was a very, very stillness, but then just little breezes coming in from nowhere, just from nowhere. So if you've experienced that in other places, I'd be really interested to hear it. But what I'm wanting to get to is I've been partially expecting, secretly but not actually hoping for a solar flare to come to stop us. Because if we're not stopped and we just continue how we're going, like Charles Eisenstein says, there are worse things, there are worse possibilities than extinction. There is a possibility that we could end up living in some kind of dystopian bubble land where we are living on little hydroponic pods whilst the rest of the earth is dry. I don't know. The imagination can go really wild. And I'm really not interested. I'm really not up for. I really wouldn't like to see humanity destroy most of the life on this earth and end up living a lonely little humanoid on a burnt out planet, just left with his karma. That would be really quite sad. So I'm with all the other ones that can feel the excitement of the new world coming, that can feel the new dawn that's just over the horizon. But the only thing, there's a little bit of a setback. A little bit of a setback is before the new day starts, before the new dawn can rise, what happens? What happens before dawn comes? What's the bit of the cycle that we get before dawn? It's the night. It's the dark. See my little dark puddy cat. It's the dark. And many of us are scared of the dark. Many of us don't like the dark. We don't like the darkness within ourselves. We certainly don't like the darkness in other people. So there's a good chance that humanity may go through a phase of darkness first. And this is again the really important bit, how we behave when we're going through the dark. I had a beautiful conversation with a friend about orienting and occidenting. Okay, so when we orient ourselves, which our modern world is all about orientation, we want to know where we're going. We want to be shining the torch right in front of us so we can see everything. We can see every detail of where we're going. There's no surprises. There's no mystery. We're just like, that's where we're going. We can see it. We've got it planned and mapped out, and that's what we're doing. Okay, so that's what is it again? Oh shit. That's the going forwards one. The oh my lord, my ability to hold words after being away for a week at a festival really quite terrible. That's the orienting side of things. The occidenting is, occidental, not oxidizing, but occidental. This is the gently, slowly feeling our way in the dark. We don't know where we're going. We haven't been here before. It's quite dark. We can't see clearly. We can feel. All we've got is our intuition, our heart, and our capacity to feel what's around us. But we can't see clearly, and we don't know the path. And nobody's given us a map because nobody's been here before. And this is what is going to be asked of us. We aren't going to have torches. We aren't going to have maps. And actually, we have been here before several times, but we've freaked out and we've hurt each other and we've panicked and we've just gone mental and killed each other and slaughtered each other and raped each other and murdered each other and stole each other's food, stole each other's homes, stole everything because we don't know any different, because that was what we did last time and that was what we did the time before. And oh, lo and behold, we're doing it again because we're stuck in this cycle of fear and hatred and greed and separation, and we're scared that if we don't hold on tight it might just disappear. But you know what? If you hold on tight, it does disappear. If you can hold it with an open hand, if you can feel your way gently, if you can feel your brothers and sisters and you can say, hey, actually, let's do this together this time. Let's do this together, because I think last time we might have freaked out and we messed it up and we're back here again and we'll be back here again, but next time it will probably be even worse. So let's try and get it right this time. And so what I'm leading to is that it wouldn't surprise me if at some point soon the sun's in a solar maximum, and it wouldn't surprise me if there were a big almighty solar flare that stops us. It would also not surprise me if this didn't happen, because this isn't a time of saviours. This is a time of sovereignty, of being sovereign, of being responsible. Okay, so the second coming of Jesus, everyone's got this assumption that some guy, some dude, or even maybe if you're a little bit open-minded, some woman is going to come along and appear and save all of humanity. But I'm afraid it's not time for one person to do this. Okay, we've got to realise that we are all sons and daughters of God. We are all embodiments. God lives in here, and it's dying to express itself through love. It's dying to express itself through celebration, through connection. It's praying as many of us wake up to the recognition that we're not separate, that we're all in this together, that what looks through my eyes looks through your eyes back at me. What grows, the life force that grows up through the grass, through the trees, through the plants, is the same life force that animates my body. And it's smart, and it's clever, and it's got this. But we also have choice. We live in a free will construct, and we can choose to make a big mess of it all, or we can choose to lead with love. And should this saviour event happen, and I call it a saviour event because actually it would be messy. It would be messy. There are still going to be people that freak out. There are still going to be people that hurt other people. Okay, we've got a little way to go before we get rid of all that behaviour. But it would be a saviour event, okay? And I also want to put this towards you as well, because it would be messy, but it would be amazing, and it would be difficult, and it would be scary, and we wouldn't have electricity, we wouldn't have communication. Everything would stop. And it would be also ironic if it happened to happen just as the powers that were setting up their next little fear explosion of a horrific extension to the wars that are going on. Or, oh no, there's another pandemic. Oh no, there's another virus. Everybody, we're going to have to completely lock you down and take away all your freedoms and rights again. Oh no. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens at a point like this. because this autumn's going to be interesting. The astrology suggests it's going to be interesting. And I've already made a video on why we shouldn't freak out and why it's really important that we don't panic and that we stay in the trust of our own nature, our own hearts, and the good nature and the hearts of all other people. And you are only going to tease that out of people if you give an example, if you live it, if you show them. You know, you set the bar by living it. And then somebody else could also believe it's possible because they can see someone else doing it. And then they see groups of people doing it. And it's like, actually, that looks a lot nicer than my panicking and scrabbling around hurting people. So anyway, I'm going off on quite a few tangents here. There may be a solar flare. And because, I mean, some people think the planet's flat, some people think it's round. I personally think it's toroidal and made out of consciousness and light, but that's beside the point. If the Earth is physically spherical, which the consensus seems to be that it is, and the sun is passing around it. So if there is a solar flare that hits the Earth, it's only going to hit half of the Earth. So the other half's going to still have all of these possible means of communication. And it wouldn't surprise me if as the Earth turns around and the other side of the Earth becomes available, it might be that Grandfather Sun shoots another one out to the other side of the Earth as well. So if you're listening to this after half of the Earth has already gone electric free, you might want to listen to what I'm saying. And I'll try and say it quickly. So, if a solar flare came and knocked out all the electricity on at least half the planet, if not the whole planet, what we would experience as energetic beings would be phenomenal, okay? We've been living in electrosmog for hundreds of years now, since the telegraph came and the radio. We've been putting more and more and more electrical radio wave frequencies into the air around us. That right now, I mean, when I go into a city or a town and I switch my phone on and I look for Wi-Fi and I see there are like 30 Wi-Fi signals bombarding my phone and bombarding me, the electrosmog that we've been living in is phenomenal. We've been living in such electrosmog and we don't even know that. We wake up feeling exhausted, fatigued, tired, groggy. We wonder why our energy's a bit shit. If a solar flare came and suddenly all the satellites, all the electricity was switched off, was gone, the energy you would feel, your aura would be able to just unpack and expand without any electrosmog inhibiting it, pressing it, you know. Ugh. Humanity would almost be like, it was waking up from a dream. Can you imagine all of us suddenly coming out, not having our devices to reach for, not having our kettle to put on, not having all of the things that we've just had at the click of a switch? Suddenly, our energy just uplifting, the energy of the ground filling us, the energy of the trees surrounding us, the energy of the air, the wind. We would just be so expanded. I don't think we'd recognize ourselves. We would feel clear. We would feel awake. It would be quite something. So this robot dystopian future, this zombie apocalypse that the media continuously try and scare us with and tell us, you know, the media, oh, humanity, we're all shit, we're all selfish, you're just a load of crap. You're just really filled with all these afflictive emotions and basically humanity's just a bunch of horrible beings. No. There's a reason we're called humankind. Humankind. It's because by our very nature, we're kind. All we actually really want to do is to love and be loved. Find me one person that deep down doesn't just simply want to love and be loved. And depending on how they were loved and were able to love, or how their love was received when they were growing up, often not so great, kind of messes up your capacity, kind of puts in a few programs that really don't help with the whole love and be loved thing. And so, for a lot of people, for a lot of folks, it's not easy, and we've made a bit of a mess of it all because we've been wounded, we've been hurt, and it's a chicken and an egg. It goes back and back and back. Maybe you blame your mum, maybe you blame your dad, and maybe they blame their mum and their dad, and they blame them. It goes back and it goes back and it goes back because trauma is handed down like this. And trauma inhibits our ability to relax and to be open and to love. And so there's so much here right now. Basically, you are being a child of God. You are a child of God. But we've grown up in such a way that we've forgotten that, and we've come so far from that. And when I say God, I'm not talking about Sky Daddy sitting up in the chair that all the Christians are praying to particularly. I'm talking about the very nature of life, the very energy that moves through me, that looks out of my eyes, the very energy that moves through you and looks through your eyes. I'm talking about that force, that pure energy that enlivens us. And when we clear our vehicle, when we manage to open our heart and start practicing the ways of kindness and trust and togetherness, then slowly all the hard edges, all the armour can come off and can fall away. And so if we can go into this time together as a unified humanity, recognising that we've all been hurt and we all find it difficult to be open and to be warm and friendly, and sometimes we're going to mess it up, and sometimes we're going to get angry with each other, and sometimes we're going to say horrible things and feel like a complete idiot and feel that the other person's a complete idiot, and that's all fine because we're learning, and we're learning together. And my main message here today is, if there is a solar flash, if one day all the electricity is off, don't panic. This will be the night time before the dawn comes. This will be our journey through the night. And as we travel through the night, we do it well. We do it with the Occidental awareness of feeling our way, of staying open, of not being scared, of not freaking out, of trying to help each other, support each other, holding each other's hands as we go through the darkness together, feeding each other, supporting each other. And when we come through the other side and the new dawn comes, then we can start to rebuild the world that we really want. We can start to rebuild a world that's beneficial. And if we do go back to any kind of electrical technological thing, which there's a good chance we will, because the kids are freaking amazing. The young people today are so amazing. And I don't think they're going to let technology go. I don't think you want to let technology go. This is kind of fun. It's amazing as well. But the technology that we can bring forward after that, it could be on a hertz, it could be on a frequency and a vibration that doesn't damage our body. You know, when we made all this infrastructure, we didn't know about frequency. We didn't know about the way frequencies and affect the physical body. We didn't know that the phones that we end up designing are going to give us all cancer. We didn't know that the Wi-Fi and the electrosmog is going to make everyone ill, and it's going to kill the cells of our body, and it's going to clog us up and slowly kill us all. So, if this happened, it would also give us the perfect opportunity when it comes to recreating the new technology and the new systems. We create it with the understanding that we have now of frequency, of vibration, of the biology, of what supports biology, of what is pro-life and what is anti-life. Because pretty much all the technology we've got, it's pretty anti-life. We destroy the planet, we rape and pillage the earth to get the minerals. We don't give thanks. We don't remember where they've come from, how long they've been in our mother's body. We just rip them out and then make all our stupid shit with it that we then get obsessed with and addicted to. And it's pretty toxic. So this, if there were to be that, if there were a solar flash, and even if there's not a solar flash, as this world collapses, and this world is collapsing. I don't know if you noticed the controlled demolition that was called COVID. It was a controlled demolition to start it slowly. And the powers that were are kind of hoping that as it slowly collapses, they can grab and hold and gather in all of the stuff. But yeah, they're a bit behind schedule, so don't worry about those guys. They'll just kind of do whatever they need to do and hope and go away and come back into the new world when we've created it and sorted it out, perhaps. If they've got the frequency match, they might have to go off to a few hell realms for a while and purge themselves somewhere else before they come back. but that's their path. This is your path. The choices you make, you take with you. Okay? It's your path, how you behave. If somebody wants to be a dickhead and insult me and say horrible things to me and even hurt me, even physically attack me, that's their path. I, at no point, have to join in with that. Okay? I don't have to choose to do that. I can make my own choices. So people can be as whatever as they want to be. It's their path. And I will still have compassion for that, because I know that behaviour doesn't come from a happy place. It's always going to come from a place of pain. So when somebody's being rude, when somebody's being angry, I don't have to hate them. I don't have to be angry at them, because actually they're really hurting right now. How does my anger help that? How does other than if they tap in, if their insults, if their words tap into my pain and they manage to get a hook in to my pain and then pull all of my pain out. But luckily, I've worked on my pain. There is still some in there, of course there is. But I've worked on it, and it takes a lot for somebody to do that. Well, I know the area it would have to be. But generally, if somebody's just coming and being angry at me, if you want to write stupid comments to this video and try and get if you're a troll and you get some sort of weird enjoyment and pleasure out of annoying people and upsetting people, go for your life, bro. Go for your life, sister. Could be sister. Don't mean to be sexist there. Feel free to write what you want. It's your path. I'm not going to delete your comment. I'm going to leave it there for everyone to see. What a great guy or girl you are. You know, it's your path. So anyway, my main message for this is that, there is something coming. Whether it's just the slow and, well, I say slow and gradual, it's kind of going to start speeding up. Whether it is simply the collapse of the modern world, or whether there is going to be a massive solar flash that's just going to knock everything out, I don't know. But it's coming. And we need to be ready. It would be good to have some dried foods. It would be good to have a toilet paper, if you're into that. I mean, in India, they just use water and a bit of soap, so maybe soap. I think the soap might be a better idea than that, because you've always got a bit of, actually, you might not have water. Yeah. Find out where your springs are. Find out where drinkable water comes out of your land. Start meeting with people that are growing food. Look into all the local food cooperatives. Find where the farmers are that are selling milk from their farm. All of these things. Find out what infrastructure you can find that isn't entangled with the machine, that isn't entangled with the system, because the system is slowly crumbling, and we don't know how long that's going to take. We don't know whether it's going to take 20 years, 30 years, or whether it's going to happen with one frickin' massive solar flash. Okay? So find where your spring waters are. Find who your people are that you can work with, and create groups. You know, we really need to start getting on the land. We really need to start providing our own food security, because the food stores that governments would usually keep in place are pretty run out. There aren't many food stores in any government in any country. So if the weather continues to get weirder, which it probably will because of what we've done, if the soil continues to be as problematic, we really need to try to start looking into our own food productions locally. So there's lots to be done. But most of all, don't be scared. Most of all, embrace it, because the empire, the train that is the empire, is heading full speed off a cliff. Okay, that's pretty clear to most of us. So I guess all I'm saying is you want to find a way to get off the train and go a different direction. And rather than shouting at the train driver, "You're going off the cliff, stop it, turn down." We've been doing that. All the protests, all the shaking your fists at the government. They're not interested. They don't know how to. They haven't got a freaking clue. It's a bunch of old blokes that have been doing the same old shit for so long. They haven't got a clue how to do this. But you have, and your children have, and the young people have. So just get off the train. Make your prayers for them as they go off the edge, because that's where they're going. Make your prayers for them. They didn't mean to hurt everyone. They did get a bit greedy. Yeah, they did get pretty greedy. And so, it's karma. Cause and effect. made their choices. I don't like using the word karma because it's way too loaded, and most people don't understand it in its real nuance phases. But yeah, nuances, I should say. So anyway, I hope this message hasn't freaked too many people out. Again, it's just the wanderings and meanderings of a West Country yogini, so that happens to live in Cymru. So anyway, peace to you all. May you have a beautiful day. It's Lionsgate today. I'm wishing you all a powerful Lionsgate. Just open to all these phenomenal energies that are coming in. Let them flow through you. Let them cleanse your body. And if as the solar flares are hitting, if you're noticing that you have days where you're just utterly exhausted and you feel almost like you're coming down with a fever and you just have to spend the whole day in bed, possibly sleeping, feeling a bit feverish, just take rest. Just rest. And then once your body's recombobulated to the energy, once it's been cleared out, the new energy can come in and you can carry on. They're like little resets that we're getting from the sun. Every time you get it, just let it take you. Every time you're fatigued, every time you're exhausted, lie down, let yourself rest, let your body reset, because these are like little energetic upgrades that we've been getting, okay? Preparing us possibly for a bigger one. So, okay, take care. Much love.